I just got back from watching a Blue Beetle at the movie theater, and my gosh, I've been anticipating this one for quite a long time, ever since it has been just rumored. You've been hearing whispers about this movie. I am just a huge fan of Blue Beetle. First heard about him in some of the DC animated stuff, such as Young Justice, bringing him to life, to the forefront of things, not having him be no longer a side character, but actually being the lead. And so, wow, I'm just so impressed. I feel like this is and I know I probably overuse this word so much in my movie reviews, but definitely just very refreshing of a film, because you are looking at a hero from a different perspective, from a different country, from a different culture. And my gosh, do I love that. This movie is very heavily focused on family, the Mexican culture, heritage, all of that. It really does play a key factor into who not only Blue Beetle is, but the character of Jaime Reyes, played by Xolo Maridueña. Blue Beetle is essentially about a blue beetle coming from space and attaching itself to a host, aka Jaime Reyes, and they form this union and he becomes a superhero. But there's a twist. The Blue Beetle is actually a world-destroying device. Ooh, add the drama. But it's not just that. It has emotions. It has feelings. So the conflict between Jaime and the Blue Beetle, that's where it all starts. You see these two just kind of trying to coexist together in one body and form a superhero of sorts, and they kind of learn off of each other. DC has never really excited me, and this isn't even my favorite DC movie, so why does this one excite me as much as it does? I'm a huge fan of Young Justice. I believe that this has the potential, if not, it may not have been the intent, but this does have the potential to kickstart a Young Justice, some kind of cinematic world. If that's the direction that the filmmakers wish to go, I think that this would be a great potential start for that. There are some parts about this movie that are like, yeah, we are focusing on family, but then the film kind of does its own thing, focuses less on that and more on the main character and his personal growth. Take, for example, there is a scene in the movie, by the way, this is not a spoiler whatsoever, but the main character, he looks up, he grabs someone's hand, and it's not a family member. If in that scene it were a family member, the movie would have ended on a better note, saying, yes, it's all about family. Family ties make you stronger, and family makes this character, especially Blue Beetle, that much more powerful. One of my biggest issues with this film is absolutely within the writing aspect of things. The movie, it's very, very downright hypocritical. It says not to do one thing, and it does another, and it especially focuses on the killing of side characters. His family just goes on an onslaught, and it's a little bit terrifying to see something like this in a kids movie, especially, and the focus on killing and eliminating the bad guys. Yes, this does happen a lot in kids movies. They, go to sleep, they get punched really hard. And adults, yes, we kind of do know what happens, but the kids, I feel like they're being given something. Like they're like, oh, this is death. This is cool. What was the point of, this whole scene then about not killing people? And now we're literally piercing through people's bodies, executing them on the spot. Like, it's just, you can't have your cake and eat it too, guys. You just can't. And honestly, while we're discussing this film, I feel like I have to get this off my chest just because of my personal bias, but I am a huge fan of Cobra Kai. I've been watching it since it released on YouTube Red, and ever since Netflix picked it up, and I'm very excited for the final season. I love all the actors in that show. And so when I heard that Xolo was going to be Blue Beetle, I was just like, yes, let's go. Let's do this. Blue Beetle. Yes. I was just overly joyed because I am such a huge fan of that show. So my hype did kind of leak into this film. Other than that, this movie is pretty fine. Like it's pretty standard. It doesn't really go up and above expectations. It doesn't really set any high bars. It just kind of says we're doing this. Get on board or get off board. And I know a lot of people are kind of getting off board with this movie. However, if you just look at it at face value and accept it for the messages and themes that it approaches, it does handle it well. It just had so many chances to do it even better. And so with that said, yes, this movie had a lot of potential to be something greater and much more grandiose, but this movie decided to settle for something else. I do believe that DC just has a lot of issues currently going on because the CGI in a lot of the scenes, especially with Blue Beetle's UI, it just looks very gross and ugly and muddied down. I just absolutely hate it. However, most scenes, gratefully, in this movie, they do look very good, especially with the CGI. Some of the characters, such as Blue Beetle itself, they're handled kind of poorly. There's some messages that you kind of see them grow with the movie in the character, and then you think to yourself, wait, when were you learning this message? Like, I'm glad that you learned that message, Blue Beetle, but like, when did you like start picking up on that? When did you start, you know, feeling those feelings? Because I was not aware of it, and I've been watching this movie for the last 2 hours. So, and surprisingly, one of the biggest standouts for me was that of George Lopez playing the character Rudy. I thought from the trailers he would be super duper annoying. However, he kind of grew on me. He's kind of like that crazy, weird uncle that you see in every family, and you just, you know, by the end of the movie, like an actual family, you accept him for who he is and how he influences Jaime Reyes and his character as the Blue Beetle proceeding forth, because there are some characters in this movie that do influence him, mostly his family members, and they're just not present in a lot of the movie. And so whenever they do have some moments in the end of the film, they just don't feel like they pay off that greatly, but they do feel emotional. They're a great connection. They're a great tie into the movie, and I did enjoy their characters for what they were presented, the screen time given. I thought that what they did, it was fantastic, it was fun, and it was just overall, again, just acceptable. This movie, again, just has so much potential to be better, which is very unfortunate, but that's not to say that this movie is also bad at the same time. It's just kind of, it's there, it exists, and it's fine. Some of the romantic plots in this film were just very forced on the audience. I felt like I was not a huge fan of the romance plot, but I did by the end of it accept it. I thought it was okay. It was kind of cute. It was kind of like spicy a little bit. I'm happy for them. But like throughout the movie, it's like, no, why? They just met. But hey, to be fair, it's a lot better than the romance in Cobra Kai, and that is saying a lot. There were many things about this film that surprised me. I enjoyed myself with the film. There were some history lessons about Blue Beetle that I wasn't expecting. I thought that was pretty cool. I enjoyed that. However, I feel like the screen time really liked to emphasize those scenes a lot, and where those scenes were just okay, they could have used that time to focus more on the family matters and more so of growing Blue Beetle's character himself, fighting with Blue Beetle and coming to terms to accept that, yes, this is now a lifelong thing I have attached to me. I might as well make the best of it. And so seeing that conflict grow, it wasn't really in the forefront of the film as much as I would have liked it to have been. If Blue Beetle could be the Iron Man of now the DC cinematic universe and establish Young Justice, I would be such a big fan of that. I would probably be just super excited about DC as a whole again, because before I just really didn't care, and then the movies came out and I still just didn't really care, and the direction it's currently going in, I again am just, I don't care. So I'm trying to hype it up. I'm trying to think, what can they do with this to make me care? And I want to see Young Justice. I want to see it. They have set the groundwork for it. Thank you again so much for watching my movie review of Blue Beetle. I know you guys have many other movie reviews to choose from, so you being here, clicking on this video, I very much appreciate it. The movie, it was a lot of fun. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know if you guys liked it down in the comments below. Also, if you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like. It does help out with the YouTube algorithm. I am starting to focus a lot more on movie reviews. We're done with the whole gaming video side of things. However, I still will be streaming video games here on YouTube and on Twitch, airing Austin, so be sure to go ahead and check that out. Support me as I grow my content creation journey. If you guys want to watch some more content, be sure to click on one of the videos on screen. It helps out with the YouTube algorithm. All your support really does mean a lot to me. So guys, thank you so much, and I will see you all in the next one. Take care.